Thank you, Pooh, aka DJ Brixx, for this track. Thank you. I'd like to point out anything, the artwork, the music, the topics even, when a show like this is done, is from you, the community. Alright, I'm gonna give it a moment, then I gotta plug something very important to me. By the way, Pooh, hope you're good, man. I got your message. What up, Joker brother? It is good to see you. Saffron, Miss Chronic Chronicles. That came out weird. Hey, hello, Cindy. Hello, Cindy D. My son's life mattered. So great to have you, Pixie. Oh, it's amazing to see you. Hello, it's okay. It's all right. I'm just humbled to see you here. Choco, my bro. Remember, all music cred. Even the topics, the inspiration, everything about tonight's show is from you, the people, we, the people, the community. Alright, let me use my mad 10-year yeah, I'm so good at being a DJ, I can't pronounce it right. TJ skills, yes, T, not D. What's up, Bob? Shamrock. Alright, we're gonna do a little fade, cross fizzade. Oh look, I got the crick in my neck over here. Okay, no, none of that. I may be manic, but... Oh, wait, right there. And, hold on, we got it. I'm gonna find that spot. Yeah, okay, that totally worked. We're gonna go with that. Shabbat shalom, hello, one and all. First, I have a confession to make. And man, okay, I do feel like time is a little bit of the essence, because I'm going to do a plug for a show, a very important show. But aside from that, I have to show you guys, all right? You got to see it to believe it. Okay, I know I've had you all so proud, okay? 4 days, 4 nights, complete sobriety, but I fear, okay? First it was apple juice, then it was pineapple apple. That reminds me of that song. Oh, yeah, here goes that clarity speaking, right? Pineapple, pen, pineapple, pen. Yeah, you guys know the one, right? It's from Asia somewhere. I think it's a Korean song. I think. Don't quote me. So I've turned to the hard stuff, guys. All right, Welchers. It's been a wild ride. Okay, so apple wasn't good enough. Pineapple apple wasn't strong enough. I think I found my true demons in a bottle. Grape juice. So now to the great beyond, whatever lies on the other end of this bottle. Cheers to you all. And if you're still drinking, you are able to moderate. Okay, that's all about. That's you. Enjoy that. For me right now, this is what's right. But all seriousness, it's all downhill from here, boys and girls. Oh man, I can feel I'm already getting my what is it? Inhibitions are getting rocked. Remember Drew, by the way, my boy, our boy Drew Phillips, the great artiste. This is one of his pieces right here. I've had it for a while. He sent me a bunch of stuff. All right, and he has his signature on it. I drew this, DRU, right there. Throughout the video of this live react, the content I have chosen is, of course, stuff sent by you, the people. I love the idea of just utilizing what we are passionate about. And after the video, I'm going to try for as long as it takes to get this sticker undone and put it on the door or something. Because I spent about maybe, I'm exaggerating, maybe 10 minutes trying. And I can't. Maybe I'll just drink more grape juice and we'll get there together. So, okay. By the way, if prayer is your thing or if positive energy, well wishes, I did hear from, Pooh, aka DJ Brixx, and he has been released from the hospital, but he's had a hell of a day. He's had a commute around and about, and he was in a pretty hellacious area where he was being taken care of. So I think right now he's going through it. I have to call him, but we've been corresponding a little bit via text. So guys, I hope you're ready, because wait, I was gonna do an Eminem line here. I hope you're ready, because this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled on my lawsuit. F you, Debbie. Okay, and Lilith. Boy mom. I always want to say boyo. I'm not Irish, I promise. Or Scottish, whichever. DC Irish, you'd be able to tell. C. Fowls the Carney, what up, what up? Mickey KY? Is that, shall we just go with Mickey KY? Alright, I hope I said everybody. Pineapple, apple, pen, pineapple, pineapple, pen. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. So, let me not give away my precious secrets here. And then remember, big plug. Don't let me finish this without the plug. I think, let's see how this looks. With me, that's me in the corner. Alright, so I don't see myself blocking the content. However, there is subtitles, because we're not going to be hearing English. So with respect to that, let's, oh, goodness gracious, always. Let's see, this is sent from one of y'all. Alright, this is on the topic of exploitation. Human child exploitation, okay? Minor forced to pay back debt. I am watching this for the first time. I have only seen 4 seconds of this footage before I decided, okay, let's do a live react. So let's see if I feel it's going too fast. You know, I'm half Colombian, half Jewish, which makes me a Jubian prince, but let's see what we see and go from there. And if I have to read over, for fair use, and that's what I'm claiming, fair use, I gotta pause and interrupt here and there. Let's go down the rabbit hole, ladies and gents. Oh, that's loud. Okay, hold on. Let's go down the rabbit hole with our earmuffs. You know, I don't have earbuds. I'm such an old man. Okay, let's try this again. Because I cannot wear... Of course. How did you get the papers? So this is a child that has been approached. And I can't tell who's speaking. Okay, delivered to U.S. sponsor at 16. Frander. All right, it's a small piece of paper that you get to be able to apply for jobs. Okay. Florida. State, I don't know what ANN means, but okay. Criminal use of personal identification information. Any person who willfully and without authorization fraudulently uses or possesses with intent to fraudulently use personal identification information concerning another person without first obtaining that person's consent commits the offense of fraudulent use of personal identification information, which is a felony of the 3rd degree. That being said, let's continue. Yes, you have to have a social security number. How did you get it? This is the, VERITAS journalist is the one asking this individual. This, I think, 16-year-old? You just call the person, he is explaining, and he comes to your home and bring it. How much did he charge you? $150 U.S. currency. Oh.
Who is recruiting and transporting minors for the purpose of labor.
Exploitation.
That is trafficking.
Trafficking.
That is a federal offense.
Our undercover journalists traveled to Florida. There, they met 20-year-old...
Giving a thanks to Project Veritas, especially if there's no copyright strike involved, for the information. Some people call them biased. I look for the information and the truth wherever it comes.
Frander, who admitted to paying for his sponsor.
$50,000 was up to immigration. Another $3,000 for the sponsor. $50,000 was up to immigration. Let me lower it. I don't speak Spanish.
And never having lived at his sponsor's address.
You gave an address to immigration, but you never went to that address. I hope me speaking with that speaking is not too much. He's never been 15-year-old girl.
To drop out of school to work long hours in a restaurant kitchen.
Oh
because
boy.
she owes money to the cartels.
I went to school for 6 months. Then you got out, yes, because you have to pay your debt. She dropped out of school. She's 15. She dropped out of school to pay her debt. From what time to what time do you work? Let's see what we got here. State law. Yeah, this is just for pure aesthetic. We know damn well this is not within the confines of any state law. For 14 and 15-year-olds, cannot work after 10 p.m. on a day that is followed by a school day, cannot work past midnight on a day that is followed by a school day. U.S. Department of Labor, 14, 15-year-olds can work only between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. during the school year. She is saying, I'm going in at 4 and get out at 2 in the morning. Well, there goes state law for you. It's just there for, being written on a piece of paper. That's the extent of the effectiveness. Going in at 4, get out at 2.
Who was
Jeez.
recruiting the children? How many were in this particular ring? So sometimes it requires a lot of investigation.
Hey, it's a
So
mood.
if it's labor
Welcome.
trafficking,
Shade.
they would be following those vans to where they were taking the children to work.
So in other words, Project Veritas probably has to go out and do the HHS, Office of the Inspector General's job for them.
¿Y estás trabajando también? ¿Y dónde trabajas?
17-year-old confirming that he still works, and he does. Wherever they take me, you know.
Donde te lleven.
Wherever they take you. How long have you been here?
¿Cuánto tiempo tienes de estar aquí?
1 month. Wow.
Allowing these kinds of businesses to thrive because of this labor trafficking, it's cruel and exploitative, and it's creating conditions really of slavery again in our country.
I don't
Very
understand
strong.
why
Wow.
anybody would want to
Then
move
again,
a child quickly as a
It's not that far off with what they are allowed to get away with paying these kids. It's very, very comparable.
opposed to vetting that the place that the child is going is safe.
Oh boy, this is gonna get deep, isn't it? They're gonna get to the Bonita Springs. Jesus H. Put in harm's way, courtesy of the USA Part 2.
I think most people believe, and I originally thought, that sponsors were families because HHS says we're reuniting children with their families. In fact, that's not the case.
HHS? Are we talking about? I don't know what that is. Are we connecting something federally funded here?
So let's talk about the name fraud.
So let's just say someone's name is Juan Adalberto Silva
Thank you, Shamrock.
Morales. He can use combinations of his name, which we have seen people do, and sponsor. A person may appear to be one person, but if you know how to search the database correctly, you can see that actually this guy had sponsored and was related to an additional one. So he had sponsored at all of these different locations in Bonita Springs.
It has been a while. Remember, this channel is not about any one thing. There's just too many things happening in the world for us to ever focus on one solitary thing. So bear in mind, yeah, sometimes, especially, I very much listen to our community. You guys send me the info that you're passionate about. I'm going to match that passion and cover it.
Florida. And so
When we get to the getting, I should say, there's a couple of announcements and a little status update on recovery, all that. Remember, I'm hitting the grape juice really, really hard. And yeah, here we go.
we thought that was very bizarre. And what we
Mr.
found
President,
was
sir, you should be
when
alarmed
we
about
looked
this.
at
Birthday
these
chat supervisor.
houses, we were able to see the unaccompanied minors who had been sponsored at all of those addresses and then all of the different locations that they came from.
Project journalist visited multiple addresses flagged in these
¿Y de ahí
examples.
alguien voló contigo
Hold on. And from there, somewhere flew with you.
en el avión?
Is this just an address full of kids here? Yeah, you know, be prepared. This is not content I normally cover, but it falls within the confines of stuff that, you know, it's that whole thing. We can find unifiers and a problem that we all recognize as a problem. We can look at that and see what we think and want to do, or talk to whatever representation we can. Traveled the whole day, left at 6 a.m.
Y te trajeron, dos personas te
2 people
trajeron.
traveled with these kids. Is that each one? There were 7 kids. There were 14 men.
Entonces, dos personas
2
por
people
cada
per
uno.
child. Yes, that's how it was. Yesterday, 2 people brought me.
¿Y dónde lo entregaron
Where did they
ustedes?
hand him over to?
¿Usted
Miami.
pagó el viaje de-
Not
del
surprised.
avión? De- de
From
Miami-
Pecos to Miami,
Pecos a
they covered the
Miami,
plane
ellos
fare.
usted no pagó.
That starts the whole. The government pays it. He said the government pays it. I want as many examples to. I mean, I don't know the organizations, whatever was cited earlier, but we need as many concrete examples so we can, you know, take this as heavy-handed as it is as a subject for our country. Let me see.
¿Sabes? No, ¿cómo te- no sabe cuándo
You don't know
naciste?
your date of birth.
No.
Neither does
Who
he.
was recruiting the children?
Oh, put the
How
volume
many
up.
were in this particular ring? So sometimes it requires a lot of investigations. So if it's labor trafficking,
Welcome,
they would
everybody.
be following
Truly.
those vans to where they were taking the children to work.
So in other words, Project Veritas probably has to go out and do the HHS.
Just curious if there's anybody currently watching, if you have an opinion, positive or otherwise, or mostly, the outliers. There is a huge beef with Project Veritas. I'd love the confirmation or explanation as to why. I really, really have gone out of my way to not appear like a biased or political channel of any kind, but I will not shy away from topics, heavy-handed topics. So if you have any kind of feelings about or toward Project Veritas, please feel free to let me know in the comments or in the chat. I read every chat.
Office of the Inspector General's job for them.
¿Y estás trabajando también?
Are you
¿Y
working?
dónde trabajas?
Where do you work? Wherever they take me, okay, this is a repeat. How long have you been here? He's going to say 1 month. How old are you? 20. 4 years ago. Kid's been there for 4 years. Didn't know school, just work. What is this 50,000 GTQ? Up to immigration. Here's where they're trying to connect it. That's where I need to understand.
And when you look at some of these children who are teenagers,
Hey, base girl.
who've never been to school,
Maxwell,
can't read,
good to have you.
can't write, it's a very wicked thing to take advantage of these children.
It's a mood. You and I will be talking before this weekend, okay? So he got the guy sponsors him, sends him to another home. So you have one. You gave an address to immigration, but you never went to that address. You never went with him with Gregorio. No,
Sponsor is
not to
now
that
in
home.
prison for child abuse.
El 100% de tiempo que tú
100% of the time, when you are processed by immigration, you will receive paperwork.
que tú se lo entregaste al que te
The guy. So get this. Okay, so the guy that was sponsoring the children, I suppose. I mean, I don't know what official capacity was given to have them to accept these children under his umbrella and protect them, but he is in prison for child abuse nonetheless. It writes itself, really. Do you think that you gave them to your sponsor and he has the paperwork? To be honest, I'm not sure. Maybe he threw them away because he moves around a lot and is not in one place for long. That makes sense as a criminal. He goes from one place to another. And to top it off, he went to prison like 8 months ago. What did he do? Child abuse, I guess? He hit an underage boy. Oh, good. So they deal with authoritarianism. You know, they use Gestapo tactics, heavy-handed. Okay.
Gregorio Serumgualem was sent to prison for felony battery for assaulting a child.
Este es él.
Oh, look, there's, oh man, that's a happy, proud mama. I bet you that the ladies right now, just control yourselves. I know. Jeez, Louis, look at that. Okay, so this is the fella who has gone for felony child abuse. And he has been going from place to place and been one of the, what's the term here? People in charge of delegating where these children go, where they stay, and how they are able to be exploited by the system. I'm still trying to connect, though, to immigration, to what government extension here. Confirmation on identity. Hold on, sorry. We're not done yet, I promise you.
Está en la cárcel. Ese fue el que te patrocinó a ti.
He's the one that sponsored you? Yes.
Brander showed us his fake social security card.
How did you get the papers? He paid, and they get in debt. It's a small piece of paper that you get to be able to apply. Yes, we've covered this. This is a repeat of the beginning of the video. How did you get it? You just call the person, he comes by to your home and brings it. How much did he charge you? $150.
Security fraud undermines the American economy. Jessica Vaughn is the Director of Policy Studies for the Center for Immigration Studies.
This might be the most controversial comment I make throughout the live, but this is the only picture I wish to paint, okay? And I'm truly not intending to be sensational here, all right? Simply put, there are, we haven't even gotten to statistics on how many of these kids exist. We know that trafficking and child exploitation and this kind of thing, it is commonplace in our country, period. So what I really want to know, if it's so easy to get these kids or people in general in the system illegally, I'm only proposing the question. YouTube, do not strike me down. How crazy is it to ask how easy it is to vote dishonestly under a false anything? Just I'm only asking the question. That's all. Okay, back to the breakdown.
And is an expert on immigration enforcement.
And you can be sure that businesses who are hiring workers under these conditions are not.
Jack, you're very good people, man. Thank you. Hashtag find Jamie Valdez. Always and forever, find Jamie Valdez. We have not visited that topic once and for all at all, by the way. There's still work being done. There's so much information being sifted through right now.
Paying workers' comp, they're not paying their payroll taxes, they're not providing health insurance, allowing these kinds of businesses to thrive because of this labor trafficking simply undercuts opportunities for Americans and legal immigrants to work.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, are there not our own representatives that would be afraid to just say that? And why would they be afraid to say that? Remember, I will absolutely use the blanket, the safety blanket that comes with being Hispanic or of Hispanic descent, Colombian, Jewish, all that, so on and so forth. So why would a leader of within our country, Senate or the House, whatever the case, why would they be afraid to say something as simple as that exploitation of these people or children does hurt the regular law-abiding working class citizens? Because they're afraid of the optics. They're afraid that it would offend the people being exploited, the ethnicity, the race. So bear that in mind, and shame on the party that does that. I'm not shining a bright light on either side because I'm very much independent. I just, we all know where I go and sway. I voted for my first Republican, DeSantis, and that's it. You know where I started. Moving on.
It's cruel and exploitative, and it's creating conditions really of slavery again in our country.
It helps nobody. It serves nobody except for the people that profiteer, as always. And I always look for the connections to the government or the lobbyists or somebody that's truly able to garnish as much greenery out of this without seeing the right hand of justice here. Remember, the person that was in charge of exploiting these children went away for abuse. So it had to get to that point. Not getting busted doing what he's doing, which is heavily illegal. Abuse.
¿Tú estás bien? Sí. ¿Estás segurita?
Are you okay? Yes. She's going to work. 15 years old. Where do you work? In a restaurant.
¿Tú caminas hasta allí? ¿Quién te lleva?
She drives?
Pero tú tienes 15 años. ¿Cuánto te costó a ti?
How much did it cost you? To come to 20? 20 what? When I got here, I began studying and then working at 15 years old. Well, what's the point of the system and following the rules and doing everything by the book when this is clearly working for so many? I'm not advocating, condoning, or promoting this behavior. It hurts us. It hurts us as a country. It hurts the people being exploited. But honestly, this is disenfranchising, just like the entire process of feeling like my vote matters. When I look at gerrymandering on the GOP or when I look at the Electoral College on the DNC. You left school and stayed working. I went to school for 6 months, and she got out because she had to pay her debt. We covered this one earlier. She's going in at 4. She's going to get out at 2 in the morning.
The Biden administration is in denial about the consequences of
Who built the cages, Joe?
their policies, and instead is acting as if this is simply a benign family reunification or child protection program, when in fact they are incentivizing and enabling the trafficking of kids.
I don't understand why anybody would want to move a child quickly.
I'm not the only one. Like, I need to see the connection. But there's the implication of Immigration.
Opposed to vetting that the place that the child is
Okay, a
going
lack of vetting,
is
clearly.
A whistleblower stepped forward to us after a conversation she had
Ooh,
with an
whistleblowers.
HHS attorney from the Biden administration named Catherine Bond. Allegedly, HHS was more concerned about the speed of processing migrant children over their safety.
And they said,
More about the quantity, not the quality, not the efficiency and the honesty of the work. Just getting as much in as possible. Meet that quota. That's really the American standard these days, which is why we're just not number one in so many things in manufacturing in general. It's pumping so many things out as much as possible.
Tara, I think you need to understand that we only get sued if we keep kids in care too long. We don't get sued by traffickers. Are you clear?
Okay.
We don't get sued by traffickers.
That's a quote from the whistleblower of immigration, if I'm to understand everything I just saw for the first time correctly, has reached out to Catherine Bond for comment. What do we got here? My official comment is that I do not recall making the statement. Why are they calling her a whistleblower? And if you would like further information about ORR policy, you should reach out to their public information officer. That's a big nothing burger right there. That's what we call a non-answer. Fluff. Okay. I gotta close that because I gotta, I'm protecting the person that shared it. Oh, I think I closed the wrong thing. That's okay though. Boom. Thank you, Project Veritas. Thank you. Before I break into this article, look, I mean, the React and everything in between that stands on its own 2 feet. I am very interested to know what you all think about this. It's just, to me, it's a prevailing issue that we just don't seem to ever pay much attention to, and we know just things are out of control. I think of the deficit and I laugh my ass off. I was watching a movie recently which was, based further back, like just not that far back, around the mid-70s, and they were talking about, and it was based on the truth. It was based on a true story. The Kill the Irishman. He was talking about how he would just tax marijuana and just make our country richer, and it hit on things that, with hindsight now, I can see how it was just done in a way that's comedic, because what they were implying could be back then is exactly what's happening and is our normal today, now. So we've let these things that we've always known be an issue continue to be an issue, and things that are progress just work at a snail's pace, which is why, whenever I talk about my progressive values, they seem to fall to the wayside, because all of the things that seem to be the most critical are ignored. And so, yes, I do take a back seat on, things like a carbon tax for the highest emitters, the wealthiest emitters, meaning corporations, companies. Yeah, that takes a back seat, because we can't get something down like this. Human trafficking, for one, and all the terrible ways that can go, the exploitation of children, all the terrible things that happen to children. There's so many concrete issues that we have not been able to tackle, and it's deplorable. So, yes, my original progressive self is able to just say, okay, no, it's time to prioritize as a country. So let me see. All right, this is, to me, this was a very controversial statement, so I thank the individual that sent it to me. I have to bear in mind, because this is the day and age that we live in. We're like, oh, who sent it? What's the outlet? I got to know if I'm biased or not. So this is resist the mainstream. Well, I mean, that to me is not, that's status quo. I have no empathy, sympathy, compassion, or adoration for the mainstream. So Mike Pompeo, I don't know where you stand on him, with him. I don't know really too much about him. I think at some point, whenever, I was like, okay, I'm not a huge fan, but let's see what he has to say. Former Secretary of State Pompeo said that the most dangerous person in the world isn't someone like the leader of nuclear-armed North Korea, but American Federation of Teachers President Randy Weingarten, because teachers' unions push filth on children and undercut the principle of American exceptionalism. Thank you. I just got a link there. Pompeo made the remarks in a wide-ranging November 21st interview with Semaphore, or is that supposed to be Senator? Semaphore, okay, in which he also discussed the threat to the United States posed by communist China, and his regret that when he served in the Trump administration, we ran out of time, and I'm totally with him on this last part, and didn't manage to ban TikTok. Oh, man, I don't want to get into the political slight angle or anything like that. Trump was he was one of the first loudest advocates of warning we the people about TikTok and its ties to China. If you read the terms of service of TikTok, I promise you, if you have one, you'll reevaluate everything. I guarantee none of you, if you have a TikTok, which many people do, especially to promote their YouTube channels or whatnot, or just have fun, you have agreed to sign the rights away of any privacy and every single thing that they have accessible through your phone, to your data, whatever's connected in the cloud, whatever. You just read the terms of service for yourself. Take the time. You've agreed to allow them to utilize everything and use you as nothing more than you are. What's the term here? You are a commission. You're essentially intellectual property that they can use, and your data is, I'm not going to say sold, but it is given to those that I'll say maybe the highest bidder, and it's given to political parties, it's given to think tanks, it's given to companies, to the highest bidder, my friends. And we all just blindly agreed to go along with it because we want to get our little dances on. We want to do the ice bucket challenge on TikTok. No, I hate TikTok. I have one, and I barely use it. I haven't opened that sucker in, I don't know, maybe 1 full month. I want to be accurate. So okay, let me keep going here. Sorry, I got off on a diatribe. My apologies. Okay, so the former CIA chief told the outlet that besides being wholly in favor of banning TikTok, wow, the former CIA was in favor of that. I never agree with the CIA. To me, they are foreign terrorism. Whoa, I know that was maybe strong. And the FBI, to me, they're more domestic. Sorry, 3-letter agencies, I'm not a fan. Please feel free to win us over again. But that tells you something. Okay, which a number of lawmakers have recently called for. I don't know when this was written. We should ban every element of Chinese technology that sits inside our ecosystem. That is not a crazy statement to make whatsoever. Pompeo also insisted that no Chinese research money should be allowed to flow into America's senior institutions or national laboratories. We closed the consulate in Houston, Texas. This article is littered with typos. Not a good look, but nonetheless, facts. So Pompeo, let me fill in the P there, said, which he called the single biggest spy operation ever conducted in America. So true. This is 100% verifiable. Do the homework. It's there. He was referring to, at least there's a citation link, the decision in July 2020 to close the Houston facility, which Senator Marco Rubio, that's my guy, I'm not a fan, said at the time was the central node of the Communist Party's vast network of spies and influence operations in the United States. My reason for not liking Rubio is there was somebody pretty much blowing the whistle about gotta be careful, about laboratories in a certain country that may or may not be in a conflict, and he pretty much silenced her while she was just telling the truth. That immediately lost my respect. Asked about rumors of his possible run for president in 2024, Pompeo said he hasn't decided yet, and if he ultimately concludes someone else would be better suited for the job, he's going to go work really hard for her or him. Former President Donald Trump, widely seen as a favorite to win the Republican nomination, recently announced his 2024 bid for the White House. Asked about the central themes that a Republican presidential candidate should be running on, Pompeo said it's the timeless ideals of limited government, more freedom, and protecting the capacity of people to practice their faith. Pompeo then said he's often asked, who's the most dangerous person in the world? Is it Chairman Kim? Is it Xi Jinping? referring to the leaders of China and North Korea, the most dangerous person in the world is Randy Wingerton, Pompeo said, adding that it's not a close call. If you ask who's the most likely to take this republic down, it would be the teachers' unions and the filth that they're teaching our kids. Oof. And the fact that they don't know math and reading or writing, he continued. Okay. We are amazingly low in that regard. We have no positive standard of where we used to be in the world. And just nothing's getting done, I see, I see what they're talking about here. I'd love to talk to CanCon about this sometime. Asked if his remarks about Wingerton being the most dangerous person in the world or pointing to something crazy in a textbook or classroom is about owning the libs rather than substantiative criticism, Pompeo said it's about more than just scoring political points. If there's something in the textbook that shouldn't be there, it's okay to identify that and call it out. But that's just openers. That's identification of a risk, he said. All right. Well, and there's a full story. Well, all right. I need to do the plug thing. And I will continue to do my due diligence. Let me end this on a couple notes real quick and check some comments. I just want to say, first and foremost, guys, yeah, seriously, thank you for helping me keep on keeping on, hold myself accountable. Yes, I'm not ashamed to admit, I do need more than just me to promise myself that I will continue to remain sober. Right now, I really, really enjoy having the clarity I have. I've been trying to turn everything into content so I can continue to, be the channel that I feel you all deserve. You have all entrusted me. I've been taking notes and writing every possible thing that I think of in terms of recovery down. When am I getting agitated? What's agitating me? I've noticed this, where I used to be very, very just grumpy. I can bounce back way faster now that I am not drinking on a nightly basis. I mean, I'm not getting ahead of myself, one day at a time. If you're going through something similar, one day at a time. Focus on the now. Usually after a show like this, I'd want to get tanked and just watch YouTube or rewatch even. Watch myself, read the comments, and that's just not in the cards. It's not the options that I have before me, and I'm okay with that. I am feeling better. I'm feeling stronger. And to come, we have some collaborations, as I've been posting about and talking about. So I think I'm past talking about it. It's time to, have things put into place. There will be a meeting between myself and other creators, about 4 or 5 of us, if not more, maybe 6 at maximum. And we're talking about doing a once-a-week panel and either having things that the people vote on, that we discuss, or we as a group will go through them, propose them to you. We'll get it figured out. But first, we have to have the meeting with all of us present. I've only spoken to Forging and Fetty. So there's more to come. And that aside, I have some amazing calls that everything is looking great. And I couldn't be happier. There's an interview that I'm not going to advertise yet. The individual was here earlier, but I need to speak with her. And I would like to, if it's possible, have this interview take place this weekend when it's most convenient for her. Yes, it will be an interview that I'm sure is controversial to many people. I have evolved since when I used to be nervous about talking about certain platformers. I don't feel that same level of anxiety, oh no, people will get mad and unsubscribe or chastise. The backlash will be too strong. No. I gotta be fearless on a platform, and the interview is not about tearing anybody down. It is about getting to understand why this individual set out on the path and the course that she has, and I think in that we'll reveal everything possible that matters to us as finding ourselves as people within a community where people seem to rely on us to some capacity. Her and I both. We don't really know how to feel with that newfound responsibility, but for me, it helps me keep me at a higher standard, especially recently. Let me also mention Please, wait, what do we got? What do we got? Anything interesting? I hope it's all good in the hood. What's up, Frankie? It's good to see you. Hope it's all good. Don't stuff an intellect. Okay. So, please feel free to check out Stuck in the Middle, where my boy, my brother from another mother, Josh, he's holding it down. I believe they went live, and I'm going to make a community post, provide the link. It's in my last post there, where I thank a bunch of people. Check them out, and that's all I got to say. Much love to all of y'all. Remember the Progressive Patriot moniker. We identify the things that unify us. We need them now more than ever. And when a divider does shine its ugly little head in our direction, we allow it to be the invitation to conversation, not confrontation, which is why I pay no mind to trolls. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Hashtag find Jamie Valdez. More on that later. Much love. Please keep on keeping on. We build each other up here. Good night.